Well, hello everybody. It is deadline day. Leeds United in for 3. Will they get 3? We'll be with you all the way to the very end, everybody. And I've invited myself into the stream. It's a good start. How are we all doing this fine morning anyway? We can actually see the sunshine if you are from England. Which is fantastic. It makes us feel a bit sprightly. It makes us feel like something's going to happen. And as you can see, everybody, what did we see yesterday? Tanaka medical. That's all we sort of know at this moment in time. But what will happen from then onwards, we will wait and see. Ao Tanaka, probably the first one that it's going to be coming through the door. Getting my gym lights on today, everybody, becoming very Americanized because that's what Sky Sports News is now. Pretty much CBS and ESPN. So welcome to all you Americans and all you people who like that explosive content. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Finally, we are back on Twitter, which is good when it comes to streaming. I know a lot of you guys like to view via that platform, which is absolutely fantastic. So you can do so now. We are broadcasting everywhere. So how are we doing today? Everybody, we're going to be speaking a little bit about Hull City as well. We're going to be streaming throughout the day. Might do a little bit of a stream around 2 or 3 o'clock. We're going to be going throughout the day on the clock. We're going today, obviously at 9:45. Schedule then. Nancy Froston will be on the channel at midday. Then we are also going to be going live, I reckon, at about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Then in the final hour of deadline day, Mr. Brown is joining me, and we're going to be going into the last hour of the deadline day and seeing if Leeds United will do it. Speaking about the teams who've done the best bit of business as well, the teams who've done the worst bit of business. Are Leeds in better shape? Are we in worse shape than we were last season? Are we more balanced? Are we worse off when it comes to Jorginho, Rutter, and Crysencio Somerville leaving? Let's have a quick look at what you guys are saying. Schmidt and Tanaka, that's it, I reckon. I think it will leave us feeling a bit underwhelmed today. But that's not a bad window. Could have been even better. Morning, Ian. Keep up the great work. Thank you, mate. Morning, Connor. Forget the big names signing today. Leeds in the building saying morning, Connor. Definitely that statement signing today. Good morning, Slim Shady. Big day today. Let's hope for 3 players, says Anne, and Verba out. Morning, Connor, and all Leeds United fans, says Sujal. So underwhelmed. That's what we'll get onto. And everybody, look, you might have seen this on Instagram, but we've got merch. We've got merch, by God. It's all updated for the new season. Check out the link in the description below. My collection is right at the bottom of the page. One Leeds fan channel. Make sure you check it out, everybody. We've got loads of good stuff on there now. Some new designs and all that sort of stuff that I think you'll enjoy. So make sure you check out that. But yeah, I guess the main question today is, would we be disappointed? Would we be disappointed with, I don't know, maybe less of what we expected? I mean, Tanaka coming in, I think, is a development on Gruev, definitely. And there's an argument it's a development on Kamara as well. I think Rothwell's maybe a bit of a different profile to Tanaka. Tanaka still feels like he's everywhere in the midfield, very much of the clicks. Adding a goal here, there, and everywhere, you're hoping so. And listen, towards the £8 or £10 million valuation mark, really, when you look at the quality of the player. When you look at someone like Elia Gruev, once again, we've spoken about this many times before, everybody. I think he is quite limited. He's a good player, but I think he's limited in what he can do. And you're hoping Tanaka brings you a little bit of press resistance from the midfield, someone who can go on the half turn and drive through that midfield and drive into the heart of the opposition. Now, what are we going to get from him? We're going to get cute turns. We're going to get half spaces being sort of manipulated by Ao Tanaka. We're going to get shots. And we've got all that for 3.4 million quid as well. So I just think, yeah, I just think it's one of those really, really interesting signings when it comes to Leeds United, and I think the profile of him is really decent, and I'm happy with it, I have to say. And you do wonder if Leeds United are going to do anything else in that number 10, everybody. Now, Schmidt scored a worldie last night, didn't he, for FC Gallen, which was, if you missed it, everybody, he scored a really, really lovely finish on the edge of the box. Ball was cut back. Nice little finish against Trabzonspor, the Turkish outfit. So, yeah, really good to see him doing that. And it seemed like right at the very end, there was a lot of, like, cuddling around him, a lot of players, like, getting on. And you felt like it was almost a goodbye for him. He's set to sign for the Whites today as well. So Tanaka and Schmidt, and what did we hear from all the journalists yesterday? Leeds is still in for another now. I think we are all well aware of who that other one is going to be, or we would hope it would be. It would be Roland Salai. Now, I've gone on about this guy so much on the channel. I know you guys are saying, like, thanks for the hard work and all this sort of stuff. There's no point in talking about his attributes again. What do we know about Salah? He's a right winger, can play central as well. And again, it's a data-led signing. It would be a data-led signing, someone who they've just picked out of obscurity, really. And I'm not saying he was having a poor downturn in his career or anything like that. But when it comes to just picking a player like this, you think, oh, how they identified him, and it's because this data-led spreadsheet that they've got Tanaka from, and obviously they're going to be getting Schmidt from as well. These aren't just regular Joes who you get in the recruitment scene. It's all based on a data-led model, which is really nice to see. Actually, it's nice to see Leeds progressing in that. And you never know, everybody. Maybe one day we could end up like a Brighton in terms of the players that they're able to pick, and just they all seem to work. But yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating to see. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Leeds are able to develop, and this day is very much on the overwhelmed, underwhelmed sort of discussion. Now, what we can say is, if it is Rutter going, if it is Somerville going, Archie going, Kamara going, you can even lump Cresswell in there and all this sort of stuff. Presuming there's no more outgoings today, and then we've brought the players in that we have. If it's just Schmidt and if it's just Tanaka, I would be very underwhelmed with that. I like the profiles. I think you're improving on the midfield, definitely. You're improving and getting a fullback in, which is really impressive and great. Interesting how it's taken them this long to get a Tanaka and a Schmidt, because how I was looking at it was probably going to be these Premier League squad selections. So they were going to select the squads, and the ones that were left out of the squads, Leeds were going to then go and poach. I do wonder why it took so long to get Ramazani in, to go and get a Schmidt in particular, who seems like they were going to get him for £3 million, and Tanaka, who we've been speaking about for 18 months. He's clearly been on Leeds' shortlist. They were interested in him last summer. So it's really, I don't really understand why those three, maybe take Ramazani out of it because of the caliber and the Premier League clubs that I've been interested in previously. I just feel like with Tanaka and Schmidt in particular, it's like, did that need to take all this time? Could we have not done this earlier on? I don't really see what the impact of getting them in early how that would have hampered Leeds. Would have we been outstruck when it comes to valuation? I doubt it. Once again, especially when you're looking at Schmidt, Tanaka's valuation has always been under 5 in the last sort of 10 months anyway, if you're looking at transfer markets. And I just wonder why it's taken them this long, because the only reason I say that, everybody, is because I feel like the Leeds United's focus can never be on 2 or 3 players at the same time. It'll be Tanaka, and because of the day that it is today, it's then going to have to be Schmidt quite quickly. But we know on a regular schedule it'd have been Tanaka first, and then it'd take 3 days to get Schmidt through the door. So I just don't really, that's one maybe criticism I'd have with Leeds, because I'd have understood it 100% if it was, we're looking at these 25-man squads in the Premier League, and then we're picking the ones who aren't part of that 25-man squad. We're looking at surplus to requirements players, and that's maybe where we're looking at Max Aarons. And you can look at that and think, okay, well, I can understand that. Man or Solomon, I can understand that. But I think these two in particular, I'm a little bit like, I don't really understand why that's taken so long. And the only reason I mention that, everybody, is because I then think, we could then be in these dying periods that we're in now, looking at central attacking midfielders and right wingers as well. Now, will Leeds not sign these players? No, I think they will. I think they're going to get another one in, and I hope they'll get another one in, and we've got to beg that they do, because I think we need that. I think we need another attacking body in there. I think when you look at coverage, and we'll get into your comments in a little bit, everybody, when you look at insurance, if Manor Solomon, unfortunately, is to hit that same injury streak again, which some people actually don't want to acknowledge, which is bizarre, because there is a probably 80% likelihood that this could happen again when you look at his last 5 years. We've got to discuss really what the cover is there, when it comes to the attackers. And obviously you've got James in there, you've got Nonto in there, you've got Aronson, you've got Peru, who is he surplus to requirements in Daniel Farke's head, with the potential news that was coming out yesterday from the Sheffield Star, but that was obviously rebutted by Leeds United. But it's always going to be rebutted by Leeds United, isn't it? It was a failed attempt, and it doesn't look good. So I don't know. I think you need someone else in there, and I think that other person not guarantees you as such, because that sounds arrogant, but puts you very much in the mix for the top 2. I still think now, when you look at, let's say Sheffield United, I do look at that squad and how they've built that in the Championship. I'm not saying it's miles better than ours, but I think keeping hold of, if they do today, Sousa, if they keep hold of Hamer, I think that's magnificent. It's almost like last season when we kept hold of Rutter and when we kept hold of Somerville at this level. I just think they're going to be so impactful across the season. And hopefully in January they get picked off. But I just think business like Harrison Burrows, Cooper and Net from Plymouth, and Callum O'Hare for a combined fee of £6 million is just good championship business. So I think probably the winners of the window, and I mentioned this last night on the stream so far as we're looking at 9:58. I think the winners of the window are Sheffield United, probably. And we didn't think that, did we, 2 weeks ago? But it's mad how football changes. But I think Leeds can stump that with some good additions today. I'd be looking at 4 additions, but that's just me. I think, once again, a striker to help Matteo Joseph, as Brownie was alluding to the other days, is a really good shout, because it's all right Ramazani playing and can play forward. It's all right Nonso can play as a 9. But, if, let's say, hypothetically, Joseph was out of form or he wasn't available for, let's say, 7 to 8 matches, you're not going to be comfortable with a Ramazani or an Onto up top. That's just not going to happen. You're going to need a forward in there. And it's already clear to me, as we saw by the Portsmouth game and obviously in the friendly as well, that Farker does prefer Bamford over Peru as that number 9. Thank you. Deadline day. All right, everybody, get your comments in. Let's have a little bit of a read. As I said, if any of you are interested in the merch, bash, link in the description below. Smash a like, everybody. Shout out to you, Lee. Thank you. Sorry, Connor. Hope you. I can see you're a bit late there. Don't worry about it, mate. Who is Pete? Not happy at Joseph, Largy, James, Solomon, Harrison, Nonso because you want Hamer is reality. No, I don't actually want. I don't think I want Hamer actually. Now, if you were to put a gun to my head and say who do you want, it would be Roland Salai. So that's just that's not true. Leeds journalists, no, absolutely nothing. End of. I think what I will say about that. When it comes to the journalists is, I guess that the confusing thing when it comes to the Sheffield United thing with Peru was the fact that Leeds obviously put the bid in. I guess, why would Sheffield United make that up? Like, why would they just make up throwing Peru in there? That's the. And look, I get we're gonna. But this is the Leeds journalists being fed something. Okay, immediately after the bid was rejected, Sheffield Star come out and say, yeah, 10 million plus Peru was offered. I understand that there's a bit of needle there between the clubs, but I don't understand why they do that. I get we're on the Leeds side. I get that. But try look at, objectively speaking, it doesn't look good on the club. That they've let they've put Perot in the deal. 100% that looks awful. But B as well, that is 10 million quid. It's 10 million quid, and plus Peru in today's valuation, in today's market, is probably upwards of 20 million quid when we're looking at it, because we'd all probably value Peru as 10 million and above. So that doesn't look good on the club. So them coming out and denying it straight away is a little bit like, oh, okay, and that's clearly how the Niners do it. But I wouldn't be too getting into the Sheffield versus Leeds thing. I think there'd be a lot to that, everybody. It's very, very unusual that you get their top journalist, Danny Hall, who was our Phil Hayes, our Nancy, whatever, was just coming out and would just say that, and it'd just be pure lies to wind everyone up. That or he'd been fed that from the club, and the club were just lying about that. I don't know. Maybe that is how it works from the ownership, and the ownership are they've got the journalists on strings, and maybe that's what it is. But it was just very, very random, and I always think it's stuff like that. It's very, very, very random for it, and out of the blue for it to just be completely fake. I think there's got to be something in that. So, but I've no idea. I'm speculating, of course. Thought Graham wasn't sure anyone was coming in. Yeah, I mean, he won't get told, will he, mate? Let's be honest. Rolling Wolves says, morning, mate. Some good signings load. Tanaka is a bargain. I reckon one more to come in, knowing the 49ers. You never know. Darren says, Tanaka and Schmidt, and it's been down this road before. Get your hopes up and let you down. We'll be underwhelmed if that's the case. Hi, Connor. Good viewing. Good morning. And so far, really happy with the transfer window, says Phil. Sid's in the building. Hi, Sid. Morning, Connor. 2 definitely will be the cherry on the icing of the cake. Aiden's here as well, saying, do you not think Hamer would be better than Salai purely for the ham face factor? Yeah, mate, I get it from that perspective. Of course I do. I mean, it would be funny. And that's probably the advantage of what you're getting from this window, isn't it? The advantage would be that if you strip Hamer away from Sheffield United, best asset, which is just facts. It is facts. So yeah, I don't disagree with that as well, guys. Just before we're about midway through the stream now, what I wanted to say to all you guys is we've got a football prizes offer down below, which is unbelievable. Signed shirts, tickets in hospitality to the game, and there's tickets for it. I think there's about 300 tickets left as we speak right now. If you get involved with that, through the link in the description below, I think it's £3.99 for a ticket, and it's got, I think we've got 18 plus prizes, including hospitality, signed shirts. You might as well just get involved. Honestly, it's a lottery and it's well worth it. So get yourself involved in that. Link's in the description below. It's the first one. But let's get into a couple of your comments. As Aidan said, do you not think Haim would annoy it? It would wind him up. Just on break, Connor. How's it going, Connor? What's the new Tanaka confirmed, mate? Nothing confirmed yet, buddy. Nothing confirmed as of yet, and that's why we had this on the screen a bit earlier on. Maybe to sort of classify and help everybody else with it. This is the stage we're at right now when it comes to Ao Tanaka. But yeah, I think right now we're maybe on the stand. So they've just put out a post about Liam Cooper. That's absolutely bizarre with everything, you know, that's not being done on him in terms of just like posts. But yeah, I think we're just at that stage right now, everybody who's very much. I'll tell you what I will say about Tanaka. This is an exciting one, and we should get hyped about this. Tanaka is a very, very good signing, I believe. I think it's your Click signing. We all loved Click, and he has the. I know it sounds daft, but the globalization appeal as well to get to that market, the Asia market, the Japanese market is going to be amazing for Leeds. We know there's a Japanese Whites branch, which is unbelievable. They're going to be so happy with this as well. But what I will say is it's one of those where this player has been playing at Dusseldorf, he's been playing at Bundesliga level for large portions of his career. He's just been selected in the Japanese national side yesterday, of which, by the way, is very, very good. And we all know that Japan are very, very good in these competitions nowadays. And, you know, they're probably better than England, aren't they? Let's be honest. But yeah, I'm excited with this one. And for the price that we've got him, I think at this level, he has the potential to be good, but potentially very good as well. Very, very good. So Tanaka is a proper signing. There is an argument. He's the most exciting one so far. We should really do a tier list. And who's your most like sort of exciting signing so far, everybody? How I've gone through it in my head is I love Bogle, and Bogle I think is a mad signing from Sheffield United, £5 million. I know some of you don't agree, but genuinely, I think Bogle from Sheffield United's a proper signing. I really, really like that, and I think that'll come good this season. I thought he was excellent against Sheffield Wednesday. Joe Rodon for £10 million. 10 million quid. Could you've got a defender? We've seen defenders go for less, way less this window. Could you've got a defender and then maybe gone for a goalkeeper? A Cooper at Plymouth, 2 million bloody quid. 2 million quid. Guys, what are we doing? One of the best keepers in the division. £2 million. Oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. You know, when you're looking at bloody Sheffield United doing that. But £2 million for Cooper at Plymouth, really good bit of business for them. But you know, aside from that, I think when you look at this Leeds side, he's one who I'd have definitely gone for. And I don't know why they've not gone for that, but you look at someone on the level of Bogle, really happy with that. Rodon, I think you could have got a lesser centre back who was maybe as good and a goalkeeper with that money. However, Joe Rodon, I like it. Him and Stroud, definitely Premier League level. I think when you go in a little bit further forward as well, Rothwell, I wish he'd get more minutes. I do wish he'd get more minutes. I think a lot of people said Gruev was unbelievable against Sheffield Wednesday. I genuinely don't have an agenda. I thought the first half he was excellent, really, really good. But then second half he just did that thing where he retreats a little bit deeper, and we just saw the same Gruev really, who, yeah, I mean, they didn't offer much in the midfield. I think a better midfield can get to grips of Gruev a little bit more, as we saw against West Bromwich Albion. So I prefer Rothwell in there. I'll always prefer Rothwell in there. He gets us quicker on the transition. He's a crisper passer, more dynamic as a midfielder as well. So I just prefer Rothwell as a midfielder to Gruev. But so I like him. I wish he would be involved a little bit more. But now we've obviously got someone like Tanaka coming in. You would expect Tanaka to take that role very, very quickly. Ampadu has been, yeah, I think against Portsmouth, he was good. I think against Sheffield Wednesday, it was his best game. It was a lot of their best games. Firpo probably being included in that as well. But yeah, I really, really like Ampadu in there. And Tanaka just gives you that class above. Go a little bit further forward. Manor Solomon. I'm on the fence with. I'll be on the fence until I see him. Until I see him stringing together 15 games for Leeds United, and you know, performing, of course. But until I see him stringing together 15 games for the Whites, it's difficult to judge him. It's difficult to judge him when he's played. You know, when he's been absent for 33 out of the last 38. It's very difficult to judge. So we'll wait and see. Hoping his body and his knee doesn't break down because it's the same injury every single time for him. So let's touch wood that doesn't happen. But the quality of the player is definitely there for this level. Ramazani, very, 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 very happy with. And you know, I think overall it's a decent window. Could be better. Could be better. Okay, Sasha poured water over it. Right, let's have a quick look and we'll share to you guys what's been going on with Mr. Tavaleri. Let's have a quick look and we'll get these updates as well from Nancy later on, everybody who's coming on the channel. Let's have a quick look at what Sasha said. So this is obviously the guy who's been pretty much breaking everything when it comes to him. So just below that, actually, Josh Laurent and Sarmiento completing their move to Burnley. Decent there for them, I guess. Sasha says, Infos LUFC sources confirm Leeds United's pessimistic about Roland Salah's deal to happen as clubs aren't able to find an agreement. Now an unlikely move. I think probably this is the one which is frustrating me a little bit more because once again, you come back to that argument of why has this been so late? Why have we left this so late? You know, could the agreement not have been hashed out a little bit quicker? Yeah, I'm disappointed about that, I have to say, because it's very unlikely we do Hamer. So this, I did feel was last chance saloon, really, when it came to that player in that attacking sort of third. Yeah, I will be surprised now. I thought that one was going to be the one. If Sasha's correct, I thought that one was going to be the one that we'd have got done. So if they're not able to find an agreement, you're probably looking at maybe Freiburg looking beyond 10 and Lee's not willing to do it. So is what it is, I guess. Rolling Wolf says, I agree with you about Rothwell. I rate his ball play, passing and forward thinking, not playing it sideways and backwards. Connie, you keep going on about Solomon's injuries, but Salah last year, 47 days injured, year before 56, year before 56, year before 7 days. Mate, I can't even read that. There's too many numbers. Yeah, you're potentially right. And I like Salah. I really, really like Salah. I can't profess to know a lot about his injury numbers, Richard, but I guess it's probably because Manor Solomon's been a little bit more in the public eye when it comes to a player profile. Yeah, I'm not ever coming on here to profess to know everything about Roland Salah. I just know he's a very decent option at this level. So, yeah, but as I say, that doesn't take away from the fact that Manor Solomon gets injured a hell of a lot. But yeah, and I would argue that Salah has played a lot more minutes over the past sort of 4 or 5 years than you Solomons have. Yeah, so that's a shame about Salah. That is a shame. Tanaka and Schmidt, I guess it is then. Yeah, and that's how I'm looking at it, mate. That's how I'm looking at it. And we'll have to wait and see how that develops. I think Salah team are playing the transfer game, waiting for a better offer, but we'll take Leeds' offer. Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. And we heard as well that Newcastle were in for him, didn't we? About 2 or 3 days ago. So, guys, what I'm going to do is we are 25 minutes in. There's over 2,000 of you in the building. Before you leave, please make sure you slap a like on the video. Subscribe to the One Leeds fan channel, everybody. We will have Nancy Froston from The Athletic live with us at 12. We will have another live stream at around about 2 or 3, I think, what I'm going to do. And then Brownie will be with us to see out the deadline tonight at 10 p.m. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you at midday. Thanks for all the support. Like before you leave, and we'll see you in a bit. Cheers.